What's going on, everybody? Team the Game here. I'm Kaz.
I'm Jeremy.
And today we're going to be ranking all the DLC characters. First of all, we're going to be ranking them on specific reasons, if they're good or bad, like their rep, how they're presented, how they feel overall. If they have bad movesets, they'll be ranked lower. If they have, good like stages and all that, they'll be ranked higher. And we're going to be going in order of their release dates. So we're going to start with Plant, and we're going to work our way all the way down to Pyra and Mythra. So yeah, we're just going to get right into this. We have a link for the tier list in the description. You can see that. We also would appreciate it if you would like the video, leave a comment, leave a sub, and yeah, let's get right into this.
We're going to start off by ranking Piranha Plant, and this is going to go right in the okay ranking. I'm a firm believer that Plant should have been included in the base game. He's really not anything special. He's like a really iconic character in the Mario series, but the trailer wasn't really special if you've even seen it. There's nothing really memorable like the other characters that we're going to go over that had like dedicated trailers, music, stages, everything like that, and Plant's moveset isn't anything special, but it's really important to note that all Plant really was, and still is, was a bonus character. Not like a character that takes up a slot in the Fighter's Pass and can be used for a more desired character. So this is just going to go right in okay.
So now we're going to be going into the Fighter's Pass, starting off with Joker. So immediately we're going to be putting Joker into the best category. So this is the character that stole the Game Awards. Nobody saw this coming at all. He had this cool animation where he was running around and there was black and red animation, and then he caught this kind of weird card and then he flipped it around and then he joined Smash, and this was just crazy. There are so many YouTube reactions to this. He's just insanely hyped. And as far as the gameplay goes, Joker has been kind of meta-dominating since the release, except for really the online scene. Although he isn't the funnest DLC character to play, Joker is very good, and he's from a very loved series that has had no representation whatsoever in the Smash series yet. And let's be honest, we all enjoy getting our send when we're up 2 stocks. Joker is just so good. And Joker's Final Smash is one of the coolest Final Smashes in the game. It has him performing the all-out attack where the screen cuts to red and black, and then he does the slash, and then all of his allies come in, and then either Futaba or Morgana says a quote, so that's really dope. And then there's the references to Persona 3 and 4, which are also there. If you were to pick a song from Persona 3 or 4, the stage would turn blue for Persona 3 or yellow for Persona 4. So they have these references to other games with Joker. They also have memes of the main characters from Persona 3 and 4. So they just did this character really well. He has like Arsene, he has a lot of references to other games. He's just very well executed.
Now we have the Luminary, Hero, and we're going to put him in the okay spot. We're going to start off with the CGI trailer. It was really well put together. It starts off with Link in the World of Light fighting Marth and Meta Knight, and then this mysterious man on a horse comes and saves him. So he's a really solid choice to be added into Smash, and his representation in Smash is really well. I'll get into that in a minute, but the downside comes from his moveset. The whole RNG, it's very dependent on RNG, and it's really sad to see, even though that's how it is in the original games. RNG in general just doesn't fit well in Smash because it takes away from the skill a lot, and although it's fun to sometimes shoot the dice with Hero, it can be just as punishing as it can be rewarding. And this really takes away from the potential of Hero being a well-rounded character like the other editions have been. Some pluses, like his representation is really good. His alts have references to 4 of the other Dragon Quest games, so that's really good. And they managed to include all of the main moves from Dragon Quest, so there's a lot of main moves in Dragon Quest if you played the original game. So it's impressive that they added pretty much most of them. But again, the RNG, so RNG aspects that are bad, like that are bad for the opponent and, well, good for the hero because you just don't have to do anything that requires a lot of skill. You're just rewarded just randomly, basically. You have crits, which are a 1 in 8 chance, like a smash attack will be stronger. And you have Hocus Pocus, which can be rewarding to you, but also can punish you really well. You can get like Kamikaze from Hocus Pocus, like, really? No one wants that. And then you have Thwack and Whack that can kill at 0. That really, like, And then lastly, you have like Bounce and Zoom, how they have like higher chances when you're in a certain scenario. So like Bounce will be more common to be pulled when you're versing a projectile character, and zoom will be on the list more if you're like closer to one of the blast zones. So the RNG aspect is just like really dependent with this character, and it doesn't really fit into Smash like I said before because it takes away the skill. Overall, this character is pretty well represented, but could be better.
So now moving on to Banjo, this character is going to be right in the middle, so he's okay. The character for the most part has a lot of ups, but there's one really big down. Banjo was wanted for years and years because of how good his game was. Like, come on, he just walked around, he threw a bird around, and he said, "Gah, gah." The trailer was also really well done copying the King K. Rool trailer. They also had a really good nod to the end of Banjo-Kazooie 1 where he jumped on King K. Rool. So the trailer is just really well done and has the fake out. But where this character goes horrendous is the moveset. It revolves around shooting eggs and bombs on repeat. It's very repetitive to play, not to mention the Wonder Wing is something the opponent always has to play around. So it's just really not fun and it just screams online play. But the character does have a lot of cool references, which is what lands him in okay. Like, for instance, he can play a banjo if he wins. He can say "Gah," holding up a jiggy if he wins. The stage has Gruntilda. It has the whole spiral mountain. So the references are good, but the moveset really brings it down on. So Banjo just meets right in the middle at okay.
Going down the list of our characters, next we have Terry Bogard, which is gonna go right in the good section. Terry is an interesting case though. He was actually leaked. 2 days before the reveal, it got leaked that SK music was being added to Smash, and there were some like copyright leaks, so they were like, oh, it must be Terry being added, and sure enough, Terry was added. And this weakened the reveal a little bit, but either way, he crushed the game when he came in. His character and moveset are just so inspired, down to the animations, the voice lines, just even his moves in general. They're just so good. He has such a personality, and his moveset is a little reliant on comeback mechanics and mashing moves, and that's really the only downside. His character and personality are represented perfectly. Like I said, voice lines. If you kill Terry in a stamina battle, his cap will come off. All of his moves are very well like the SNK games. As much as you want to say, oh, it's another fighting game character, I don't like him. To the people that say that, he has very unique command inputs. He has the back special input, he has a charge input, and he has an input for his super moves. And lastly, his ults reference the anime and even other SNK games. So this is just another perfect example why Terry is just a really well designed character. He's well rounded, and his personality just really makes him shine.
So going from one of the best to one of the worst, we have Bilith. So this is probably the worst DLC character for us. You'll see it here on the list. The timing of the release is very poor because they teased us with 4 third-party DLC characters and then they hit us with this. And yeah, Fire Emblem is overrepresented already, so this was very not a good time. And this got a lot of hate on release. A lot of, people were going after Sakurai, but that's unnecessary. We just think like the timing and even some of the choices in gameplay is very poor. Because Bilith, he/she plays a lot like other swordies. They use fair to zone. They have maybe one projectile. They use some moves that are slow. It's very the same. Up B is kind of cool, but it really doesn't do anything crazy. And that plus the timing of the release, it's not good. And we already have 7 characters before this, so another Fire Emblem character. It doesn't add a lot to the game. It just takes up another Fire Emblem spot. And yeah, after I could appreciate what Bilith kind of does, but in terms of the other DLC on this list, this is not going to be ranked high. And the Final Smash is one of the worst looking Final Smashes you can see. It's CGI, it has the lady, Sothis, or whatever she's called. It looks like a PNG. It's really not good. And yeah, I know Fire Emblem fans were happy, but in terms of other DLC, it's not that good. So yeah, sorry Bilith.
And now we're moving straight into the second Fighter's Pass. Yes! Midman, horrible again. The moveset is super repetitive, but unfortunately it does the job well. You just spam arms. Wow, very original. And if you didn't catch the gist, most players find this character very annoying to play against. And another downside is that Midman isn't even the main rep of ARMS, Springman is, so the trailer is decent. It kind of does the thing where it goes straight into the game, and you kind of already know who it is, but you don't. everyone was saying, oh, Springman's a spirit already, so there's no way he's getting in. So then you see the ARMS Stadium or whatever it is, and you're like, okay, like who else could it be? Like who's the second rep of ARMS, quote. So the trailer isn't all that good, and no one has fun playing Midman because of her moveset. She can kill early and her range is like the entire stage, whoop-de-doo. This definitely doesn't change the ranking on this list.
So now we have Minecraft Steve, and he's going to be ranking in the good category. So this is probably one of the biggest characters to ever join the scene that is not Mario. And this is because of how insane his release was at the time. He single-handedly revived the game for 2 weeks when Ultimate was at its lowest point that it's ever been. His trailer was extremely well done. The build-up was almost perfect. If you're a true die-hard Minecraft fan, you would have known instantly by hearing the spiders and the bats and everything that was in there. And yeah, Mario was trapped in this cave and then Steve mines in to surprise him. It was just so well done. The moveset is a slight negative, this is why he's not in perfect. It's kind of mashy. There's just a lot of mashing jab, mashing up tilt, and that kind of lowers it a little bit. But cool thing is, Steve has to mine to get materials. Then he can go and do all this other crazy stuff, which is place blocks to build a bridge, or TNT setups, or anvil setups. So he has a lot of that too, which is really cool. And all of that has a lot of hidden potential that people are still finding to this day. People just found a triple jump tech with Elytra, and he has a lot of stuff with blocks he can do. He's just very interesting. It's like Minecraft, you build your own kind of play style. And he has all these crazy references. So for one of his win animations, he'll build a house. And if that's not the coolest win animation I've seen, then I don't know what a cool win animation is. And his taunts are also really good. So he has the taunt where he jumps and he does the fist. And he also has the other taunt where he's eating the food. That's just super good Minecraft taunts that you have to do. You know, you have to eat. And then when you look up with Steve, if you were to just hold up, like do an up tilt, he'll actually look up the same way in Minecraft. He'll just put his head up and you can see inside his neck. And there's also the cool notch when you parry something, he'll parry it with a shield. So this character just had a lot of care and love put into him. All the things are really well done. There's the alts, so there's Alex, so if you want to play as female Steve. There's also Minecraft Zombie, Minecraft Enderman. And these look really cool on the stage too. The zombies in the background, the villagers in the background. There's 5 different stages that you can use if you use the command inputs. So he just had a lot of good stuff done with him, and he's very well done.
Heading into the final 2 characters, we have Sephiroth, and this is easily one of the best characters ever added. And this also has one of the most hyped trailers. It has a lot of references and sick moments. The beginning just looks really cool. Gleam gets sliced in half, and Cloud's PTSD kicks in a little bit. He's like, Sephiroth. He knows right away. And then the Final Fantasy references really kick in, especially at the end. The whole Mario dying meme was actually a big Advent Children reference of itself. And the ending scene with Cloud and Sephiroth fighting is ripped straight from Advent Children. And Cloud uses Omnislash version 5 at the end, and this was even added into the game for when Cloud uses his final smash against Sephiroth, so that's a really cool addition to Smash. But going back into Sephiroth himself, he even got his own mode added until he was, quote, released. You can get him early, and you'd had to like defeat Sephiroth, and this awakened a lot of speedrunners, if you remember. So this is really unique because no other DLC characters have had that, and they're really just showing his big villain boss personality by doing these things, and it's really unique, and this makes him a really good addition. And this is also a big reference to how he's usually a secret boss in games like Kingdom Hearts. But as far as gameplay goes and his moveset design, he's a really solid character all around, and he has a balanced comeback mechanic for once. And I know we didn't mention the comeback mechanic with Terry too much, or we touched upon it with Joker, but it's something that can get pretty annoying, and it was a very nice change to see a character with a comeback mechanic that actually makes sense and can actually be used for comebacks. But going into more specific things, this added another Final Fantasy stage and 9 more Final Fantasy songs, and this was really important because Final Fantasy was just a very underrepresented series in Smash, and adding Sephiroth as a DLC really fixed this problem. Going into his moveset and his representation in Smash as a character overall, Side B is a really unique move, and moveset wise, this has opened up a lot. It opens up shield pressure. You always have to react to it, so it's a really unique projectile. You can like stack them, you could charge it, So like you fire 1 or 2 or 3, and you can have a max of 5 at a time, so you can really do a lot with this. And the down air move is used by Sephiroth in Final Fantasy VII to kill one of the major characters. No spoilers here, but it's also a really good example of how well represented he is. And lastly, his Final Smash is a really good representation of how he's a boss in Final Fantasy, how he adds like random effects to you. So overall, his moveset's really good, he's very well rounded, and he's very, very well represented.
Going into the final DLC character, we have Pyra and Mythra, and we're going to be placing these in bad for good reason. So the trailer starts off very slow. You see Rex and he's looking for Pyra. He starts wandering the lands and then he ends up at Final Destination where he sees Pyra and Pyra's holding a letter. And then she does the I join Smash thing that, you know, other characters do. And this is just a very slow trailer. It doesn't do anything crazy. It isn't really the most interesting, but it's a trailer. And the gameplay is very lackluster when it comes to these characters. So basically Mythra is very mashy. She just kind of mashes whatever buttons, does a combo. And Pyra is just a kind of a generic sword character who kills. So it's kind of boring. They have one unique move or two, but it overall isn't very interesting for DLC. And you know, these aren't really the big characters for Xenoblade 2. Rex is kind of the bigger character, so these are kind of like the side hitters, if that makes any sense. But hey, what other choice do you have when you make Rex a Mii costume and deconfirm him before the first DLC even comes out? But yeah, that's a conversation for another day. Overall, these characters they kind of fall flat. Sorry, Xenoblade fans, it is what it is. And that is going to be it, everybody. That is our list you'll see it here, top to bottom. At the top, we kind of have, we have Sephiroth and Joker. And then at the bottom, we kind of have most of the Nintendo reps. There's kind of a theme there, honestly. You could look into that. But they really do kind of fall flat with the Nintendo characters, mostly because most of the big Nintendo characters are already in the game, and they treat the third-party characters with such love. But that's a theory for another day. If you guys like this kind of video, leave a like, leave a comment again, and yeah, see you guys later. Have a good day.